mahogany and some poplar. This white piece of poplar. You do the prices here, or do I have to go up front for that?
Go up front.
Okay.
You need any milling on this?
I'm sorry?
Milling, surfaces, straight line.
Nope, I got my own mill. Thank you.
So take that inside, pay, and then come pick them up.
All right, July 13th, 2022. I could hear Indy up there barking. And the tomato plants are doing great. This stump keeps growing mushrooms too. Just inky caps and stuff, nothing I could eat, but I did inoculate it with oyster mushrooms just to see if they would colonize. I don't think they're gonna, but whatever. I went out to the river and got a couple more buckets of rocks just to kind of, I think they're gonna go around this garden over here because I haven't really done much with it, just kind of laid 4x4s down. All right, today in the shop, let's see what's going on here. All right, so we've got here on the temporary workbench, we have this thing. This is my Nova Viking drill press. It's still wrapped in plastic, fresh from the factory. It has all that packing grease all over it, so we're gonna have to clean that up. But before we even think about doing that, we need a place to put this thing. And so I started construction of the miter saw bench top and work area. So yesterday I went to Home Depot. I purchased 2 sheets of plywood. I ripped them down to 36 inches wide. That 36 inches is gonna go from the wall out to about here. It's gonna stop probably here-ish. And then it's gonna go down that deep to be level with the work surface of the miter saw. So basically the miter saw is gonna be sunk down a little bit so that this surface is level with this workbench. And then again, on this side, I'm gonna raise up the workbench over here. And then that way we have a nice level thing where I don't have, you know, a raised up 12-foot long board trying to balance it and stuff and putting pieces of wood underneath it. Everything will be nice and perfect. I'm also gonna build like a hood for this because this thing throws dust and sawdust and stuff all over the place. And this thing here is like the bag that's supposed to collect the dust. It works, but I'm still losing a lot of dust, right? So I'm just gonna build like a hood around it and put dust collection in the hood. And we're gonna run that along the back. We're gonna have an attachment nozzle on this side so I can just attach the dust collector directly to that whenever I'm using the miter saw. I might do it from above. I don't know yet. I might run it down. That doesn't make any sense. Might as well hide it behind, right? All right, let's get to work. All right, I'm sitting here looking through my old files. I found this design of my Manta design. And I was like, you know, recently I've been thinking about this guitar shape. I'm like, I don't know if I like it. And then I saw this picture here and it has, here, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is called a bevel if you're not familiar with woodworking. This whole like pointy, how it looks pointy in 3D, that's called a bevel. And the Manta that I own, which is up there somewhere, it doesn't have this bevel and it doesn't look nearly half as cool as this. So I'm really liking this, especially after the bevel's done. Now I know I have a Manta Body over in this box from like 2016. I've been digging in that box, finding some stuff. And like, these are just, what is this? Spring neck to 7/8. Right, so okay, I don't even remember making this. I don't even know what it's for. They're definitely my peg head designs. They're for my, okay, so this is a 6 and this is a 7 string. Duh, it says 7 string right on it. It does have an ebony peg head veneer. There's no logo. Maybe I don't know what I was doing there. Anyway, we'll get back to that at some point. Back on topic here. I think there's a Manta Body in here somewhere. This is a big piece That's a big piece of curly maple. I can set this over here. That's a really nice piece of curly maple. I'm probably going to use that for guitar tops. I think it's about 6 inches wide. It should be wide enough. If not, and it can only be used for necks. No, that's not wide enough for tops. We need at least 6.5 to do an XK, and then 8 inches if we want to do anything else that I make. Here's something. I think this might be it. Oh, it does have a bevel too. Yep, so it is beveled. Unlike the one that I actually currently have that's finished, this one here has got that bevel all the way around. And this is a poplar body, and it's gonna be solid black. I think that's what I decided on. Now, just looking at it, there's stuff that needs to be done. Like, I wanna take this. So I like what's called a belly carve. Basically, this part here, I want it to come down more and kind of like scoop this area out, right? And we can do that by hand over on the edge sander. Basically just stand up against it and push it against the belt. And the only thing I gotta watch out for is if I decided to do a Floyd Rose tremolo on this, Floyd Rose would come anywhere in this area. I can't remember the exact dimensions, but I don't want this belly carve to go into the cavity there. I mean, you could do it, and then you would just have to make some kind of weird, ugly, modified cover for your Floyd Rose cavity. I think it looks pretty good, especially when it's, you know, flat black. It's not terrible. Also, I want to fix this. That looks like terrible. Basically, this is just going to be an imaginary line here that there's like a hump right there I want to get rid of and make it perfectly flat. And then I don't like this curve either. That's just, you know, that's something I built in my kitchen in Pennsylvania. So that's before I had any tools. I think I had a planer just like that. I had that little belt sander, and I had an oscillating spindle sander to get around these corners and stuff, which I do not have. It's a small, you know, $100 machine that I can pick up anywhere. I also had a drill press for this, and I did have that Porter cable router to route the, I don't know why there's so many holes in the back of that. And that's totally not right, but again, I don't know what I was thinking when I made this thing, but it'll be a guitar eventually. Actually, I think it may be, this is that 7-string. I think I was gonna build, let's see if it fits. Yeah. Right there. It's gonna be a 7-string. There we go. I haven't even fit the neck yet. I just kind of routed it. I don't know if the center line is right. It's pretty darn close. Anyway, that must be what this neck is for. It's a 7-string. Yeah, that would work. Holy crap. Alrighty, much later in the day, I went ahead and did some ordering. I ordered a bridge for this, a bridge for like 5 or 6 more 6-strings. I got the bridge for the 7-string coming. And I was kind of like, all right, so I want to go ahead and do this bench. Like, that's the project for today, right? Well, things change. I'm trying to like, where the heck do I put my clamps? Like, well, I guess it's time to go ahead and fix that situation. So that's what we're doing. I'm just doing the clamps. So this is gonna be basically just where the clamp shelf is gonna be. And this shelf is specifically for my 12 bar clamps. I actually only have 11. One of them was factory, screwed up from the factory. It was like cut here for some reason. So I'm making the shelf for 12 of these bar clamps. This is 6 inches wide. And the way I determine that is because if I put these in like this, if you look straight down, there's gonna be enough room between here and the wall. And this will also be nice and even as well. So it's hard to see it here, but you get the idea. So basically now I just have to cut these slots for these. That's a 1/2 inch and it is 2 3/8 deep. So in order to make 12 identical cuts, there's a couple different things we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and make a template, trace it out, and then cut it out probably on the table saw. I haven't decided exactly what saw I'm gonna use yet. Maybe the miter saw. Probably the miter saw. That's probably the easiest. So, all right, we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so we got a pretty simple 12 slot bar clamp holder. It is pretty sturdy. We'll go ahead and load it up with clamps. And then I guess we can get to work over there. I don't know, we'll see. All right, after making a small mess over here and at the miter saw, we have a clamp rack. So there you go. It has 11 clamps and room for one more for that 12th one, which is gonna bug me until I purchase that last one. But they're like 80 bucks a piece, so we'll see how long I can go without having 12. Probably not too long because it takes 4 clamps to glue up one body, and I'm gonna wanna do at least 3 at a time. So yeah, it was this piece here, this piece, it keeps it from going back so they all stay nice and even. It's not bad. We have a package. I know exactly what it is. It should be from, yes it is. Oh. All right, there it is. It is a new Gibson guitar. The other Gibson that I purchased, I was completely not blown away by the attention to detail. I purchased that other one, this Gibson Les Paul. I purchased from Sweetwater, and if you've seen the video on it, there's so many things wrong with this from the factory that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with Gibson. I wasn't expecting perfection, and I don't for this price, but I expect more for, you know, I forget what this cost, $2,500 or something. When I purchased it, it's even more now, I think. But it's, I don't know. Watch the video. But I went ahead and purchased another Gibson guitar. But this is a Flying V. It's the first Flying V guitar, Gibson Flying V that I've ever owned. I've worked on many of them as a repairman, but yeah, I went ahead and purchased one, and I'm not gonna open the box until I clear off this bench here, because I still have this drill press in the body bag that still needs a home, and work is just going at its own pace. So I'll get to this guitar eventually over here. Got a few things hanged up, some necks, got a Manta Body there, got some bandsaw blades, my big blade for resawing, and my small blade for doing, you know, cutting bodies out and stuff. This blade is exactly not the blade that I want. I think this is like a 1/2 inch blade. So it's like Grizzly thought that putting a 1/2 inch blade would be a good medium between a resaw blade and like a skinnier blade, but really it's just useless. So I have to change that out. I'll get to that eventually as well. And yeah, I wanted to do some, like, you know, time lapse and stuff of this whole thing, but we never even got to it. It was more like, okay, I'm gonna work on this, and then I get over to this area, start cleaning out the corner, and there's all these clamps, and I didn't want to work around them. So we ended up making a clamp shelf. And yeah, not too much going on today. Just trying to get back into it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a comment. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Thanks for watching.